In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. If you're brand new to Jimmy Rants, hop on over to JimmyRants.com and you'll see how this show works. We start off on Instagram. We do a few live videos every single day. So go follow me on Instagram at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live, just like all my regulars are doing down here, coming in to watch this live today. If you missed the live, it's all right. You can watch the replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it does disappear from Instagram, so go over to YouTube, where we house all the past episodes of Jimmy Rants. So go type in Jimmy Rants as a keyword search at YouTube or on Google. You will find the show. Subscribe there so you never miss an episode. And then finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast over on Apple Podcasts. Go and listen. You hear the best of the best moments of this here show. All of this, you guys, is housed at JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about another celebrity that has gotten in with her opinion all about the ketogenic diet. So I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but there is another celebrity that has chimed in with her thoughts all about what she thinks about this thing called keto. What's really fascinating is how all of these celebrities that talk about keto, either in a positive or a negative way, they all pretend like it's like something brand new that just popped on the scene all of a sudden because everybody and their mama's talking about it now, not realizing that keto in various formations has been around for almost 100 years. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Kelly Ripa. So you guys know her from the morning show. Used to be was it Live with Regis and Kelly back in the day? And then Kelly and Michael Strahan, and then Kelly and whoever she's doing it with now. Is it still Ryan Seacrest that she's doing it with? See, I don't pay attention to her. But you know her from morning television. She's been out there for many years, very long time. And she has been hearing a lot about this keto thing. And she flat out says that she would never, ever go keto. So you want to know why? Some of the comments that she made about it were really fascinating. And I think it goes deeper into the psychology of people that their knee-jerk reaction to keto is a negative one. So, full disclosure, her husband, Mark Consuelos, another actor and TV person, he is on a ketogenic diet. So he calls Kelly's diet carbo. Because she doesn't eat keto, she eats all the carbs that he doesn't eat on his. So if he has a hamburger, she gets the bun and the French fries. And she really loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So one of the things that she brought up in the story that I read about this is that she didn't think she would have the discipline to be able to eat keto. So that was an interesting choice of words. Doesn't have the discipline. And of course, a lot of times when people are successful on any given plan, they always, oh, well, you had such discipline, such willpower, such an ability to overcome the odds, as if going keto is something that's difficult. So she said she didn't think she had the discipline. That is code, you guys, for I am truly addicted to the carbs that I'm eating. That's what that means. Deeply addicted. To the nth degree addicted, not able to come off of them, and thinking that you had to have some kind of mysterious discipline in order to go keto. That's code for you're really, really addicted, which is an indication that keto is exactly what you need to be doing. So if you're just joining us, another Hollywood celebrity has decided to chime in on keto. This time it's Kelly Ripa. You know her from morning television. And she is out there telling people she would never, ever, ever do keto, even though her husband is doing keto. Her husband calls her carbo. And so her biggest thing was, I just don't have the discipline to go keto. She does, however, this is the funniest part of the story. She doesn't eat keto, but guess what she likes to have in the morning before she goes on television? Bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee. So fatty coffee, which she puts ghee and espresso and different things. She has bulletproof coffee in the mornings, but she doesn't eat keto. So then the rest of the day when she is eating, which, oh, by the way, when she has the bulletproof coffee, she says, oh, I'm mysteriously able to go many hours without eating. I'm not hungry. I don't have to eat so soon after the show is over. I'm so satiated. I just don't understand why this magic is happening because of this ghee and coffee and bulletproof coffee that I'm having. Oh my gosh. Kelly, 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 Kelly. You're killing me, Smalls. The reason you got satiety is you're getting some of the benefits of keto, which you said you would never do. Anyway, I digress again. So she is not a fan of keto, but she drinks bulletproof coffee. That's really, really fascinating to me. And so when I read that, I was like, okay. So then she makes the creme de la creme of comments all about keto when she says, you know what? Life is short. So eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So she's dismissing keto. She's saying life is short. She's drinking bulletproof coffee. And she says, I just want to eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She said when I was 38, she's 48 now. When I was 38, I cared about what I put in my mouth and I avoided things like peanut butter and jelly. Now life is too short. I'm going to have the peanut butter and jelly. Well, guess what, Kelly? You're going to make it shorter. You eat that kind of crap, especially as you get closer to 50 years old, which Kelly's 48. I just turned 47. We're at that age where if you don't take care of yourself now, you're going to be developing things into your 60s, 70s, and 80s that you wish you had continued to eat well later in life. And it's at this point in life, in your late 40s, more than ever, that you could use keto. But again, guys, I'm willing to give her a little bit of slack because she's addicted. And that carbohydrate addiction is extremely difficult to overcome. I get it. We've all been there. All of us that went keto, all of us that embraced a healthier lifestyle, we at one time had some of the same thoughts that Kelly does. And so I don't blame her for having that mentality because she's trying to rationalize, oh, life's too short, go ahead and have the peanut butter and jelly. And the problem is, though, people reading her comments about this will say, well, if she's not worried about it and she looks that good and she's on television and she's got everything going in her life, maybe I can just go ahead and eat the peanut butter and jelly. Maybe I should say no to keto. So that's the disturbing part of that, is as a celebrity, she kind of has a responsibility to be a little more careful about that. But again, most of these celebrities don't care. Now you have other celebrities that are embracing keto, people like Halle Berry, very openly talking about how keto is helping them. I just found out today, Alex Rodriguez, the former Major League Baseball player, he's deciding to do a 10-day carnivore experiment where he has no sugar, no carbs, no nothing except for meat. So she's probably in the minority of people that would not do a ketogenic diet. There's other morning show hosts, Savannah Guthrie and Al Roker, both from the Today Show, are both doing a ketogenic diet, both thriving, doing very well on it. And I wonder for Kelly, seeing her husband Mark go through this, seeing the benefits that he's seeing in his weight and or health from doing this, I wonder if at any point it clicks for her that, oh, well, I'd love to have all those benefits that Mark keeps talking about. And if I just cut out the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and traded them out for, like a salad with some meat on it, would that make the difference? It'll be interesting to watch this. But for now, she's dismissing keto, and she's saying life's too short, so just go ahead and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Sounds like a carb addict to me, you guys. Let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Some people who are blessed with a great metabolism and the ability to exercise hard will never understand. Terry, I don't know that about Kelly or not. I'm assuming you're probably right that she's able to work off a lot of the carbs that she eats, and she has a good metabolism and is able to stay naturally thin. It does give the wrong impression that those are the things that people need to do in order to get healthy. When some people, they could do all those things in the world and they never get healthy. Yes, addictive, just like my relatives that could never give up their bread, probably are the same ones that need to give it up the most. Terry, absolutely. I think the people who say they could never live without, we should now reframe those words and say, you're heavily addicted to. Because if you think you could never live without, that means you're heavily addicted to. And if you start hearing that code in the back of your mind, say, I could never live without pasta. Okay, you're heavily addicted to pasta, I hear you saying. So it's a new way of listening. Mitzi says she knows her limitations. She's irrelevant in this space, plus she weighs about 100 pounds. Yeah, but unfortunately with her vocalism about this, Mitzi, she's going to influence people who don't have the same routine that she does, the same genetics and all the things that would make her naturally thin. But you're right. Kelly has to exercise like a maniac. I'm sure Bullock in 2018 that she does. And a lot of people can't out-exercise a bad diet, but others can with better insulin sensitivity. They can exercise to a level where they could basically work off the carbs. But there's still negative ramifications if they are able to, quote, work off the carbs. There's still negative ramifications down the road in their health markers that you can't ignore at some point. And plus, the natural slowing of the metabolism that takes place as you get older. She's 48 now. She's still young. But what happens when she's 58, 68? What's going to happen if she continues having her life's too short, let's have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? I think it's going to catch up to her. It does. It always does. And at that point, what does she do? At that point, does she take medications to cover up the effects of the carbohydrates that she's consuming? She could save so much heartache and pain if she just joined her husband and went keto. I think she'd be surprised how well she would do. Our local news chick says she's keto, but then she eats a donut, LOL, says Chrissy Sue. Sounds like your local news lady is also carbo, just like Kelly Ripa. What they really mean is, I can't go keto because I don't have the discipline to quit the carbs. Alberto, yeah. Or the ability to overcome that addiction to the carbohydrates that makes them think they could never live without it. I hate that whole thing. I could never live without. You're talking to the macaroni and cheese king back in the day. I didn't think I'd ever go through life without eating macaroni and cheese, and now just the thought of it repulses me. It does. Someone told me I could never quit carbs, and with that attitude, they're exactly right. Chrissy Sue, that gets to the heart of this. Kelly Ripa has convinced herself that she could never go keto and would never go keto. So even if she did someday want to go keto, she's put herself in a box psychologically of, well, I've told people I would never do it, and now here I am needing to do it, but I can't do it, and a lot going on there. So if you're just joining us, Kelly Ripa, the famous morning host who's been on with Regis Philbin and Michael Strahan, Ryan Seacrest, whoever her current host is, and they've been out there, they do a daily talk show. Well, she made a comment that she would never, ever do keto. She lacks the discipline to do it. Life's too short. So go ahead and have the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, even though her husband, Mark Consuelos, is doing keto himself, doing very well with it. She has the bun, she eats the fries, and she just doesn't care. She's 48 years old, and I think she should be caring. This is the time in her life where now, more than ever before, much more so than when she was younger, now she needs to be keto so that she can continue to live a happy, healthy, long life have all her faculties about her in her brain. You would think, being on television, she would want that. Maybe not. She's right, life is short, but I would much rather live a healthier lifestyle than eat carbs and shorten my lifespan, says if Zadie 1786. I agree. She might be prophetic in her statement of life is short. It is for you, Kelly. Nomo Margaret says, it is to be expected that there will be people with an audience will have issues with keto. Changing the culture will take time. We're trying. We're getting it out there little bit by little bit. Healthy keto chick. Keto is for health, not just weight loss. Yeah, she didn't mention anything about the effects of keto that she would be, ostensibly looking for if she did it. Didn't say anything about weight loss. Didn't say anything about health. But obviously, you guys know watching Jimmy Rants that it is all about the health, and that a side effect of that being healthy would be weight loss. Keto, my success, raising insulin and glucose with spikes, hurts arteries and organs, can't see the effects, but it happens. And it happens cumulatively over time. So she has the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, she has a blood sugar rise and an insulin rise, and then it comes back down, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall. And you guys know from where I've talked about insulin resistance before, the way that it develops is you make your blood sugar rise too often by eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and other high carb stuff. You make your blood sugar rise too often, and then the insulin also has to rise. At some point, the insulin goes, I'm out of here, and it goes la 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 la, and it doesn't respond in the same way. And so that could definitely happen, and especially with a woman in her late 40s, she will have issues down the line if she doesn't get that dialed in sooner than later. Terry says, Kelly, oi, you could have nutritional yeast rolls, chia seed jelly, and almond butter. We have options for almost everything not to be abused. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I think we're also, and Kelly falls for this, we're also a society of convenience. How easy is it to go buy Wonder Bread and to put some Welch's jelly and some Skippy peanut butter, and in the story she said she likes chunky peanut butter, so put all that on a sandwich and then eat it. It's so easy. If you have to go into the kitchen and you have to make your own bread, and then you get some homemade kind of jelly, like you said, made out of chia seeds, and then you have to go buy almond butter, which is about 2 to 3 times as expensive as peanut butter. People say it's too inconvenient. So they choose convenience over healthier choices. I'll never understand that one either. Healthy Keto Chick says she's also Italian, would never give up her pasta. Yeah, you're probably right. Someone told my daughter life's too short not to eat sugar. My daughter said life will be shorter if you eat it. I love your daughter, Chrissy Sue. That's amazing. And she's right. It's something that we're hoping that people like Kelly Ripa will understand sooner than later. Tell the I can't live without crowd to say that when they're on dialysis because of their diabetes. Oh, keto, my success. You're not allowed to talk about that. And we talk about these kind of things on Jimmy Rants often, but all of these people that eat crap and then they dismiss keto, what happens down the road when they're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, when they're diagnosed with heart disease, when they get cancer? Oh, well, I guess it was family genetics that kicked in finally, and so it's sad that the genetics bug had to hit. No! Your choices determined where you went in your health. And I'm not saying those calamities are going to hit Kelly Ripa, but for her to be flippant about it, well, life's too short, let me just have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, it speaks to a deeper issue here of we have the power, we have the choice of what we put in our mouth, how we live our lives. We have a choice. And she's making the choice to eat less than healthy foods for her body. So if someday there are ramifications for those choices, we should not be surprised. We shouldn't. Ironically, you don't want those carbs once you're on keto. Terry, that's the thing. I think if Kelly got keto adapted and cut those things from her diet and was able to eat healthy foods in the ketogenic spectrum, she would be so surprised how very gross peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be. But she's not there right now. She's a heavily sugar, carb addicted woman. And because of her fame, she's able to get her voice out there and say things about keto that truly she really doesn't have any clue about. Sometimes it'll take a health scare to wake people up. Bon, that's the sad reality. People don't usually make a change until something bad happens. But sometimes when something bad happens, it's too late. You can't come back from it. My brother Kevin had 3 heart attacks at the age of 32, and he never could quite come back from that. It was just too devastating. Now, it didn't just suddenly happen at 32. It developed probably starting in his early 20s to the late 20s, and then really came to a head when he was 32, and he had 3 heart attacks, which then 9 years later killed him. And so I don't think we understand the ramifications of our decisions today down the road. And I'm trying with what I do in my work to kind of shine a light down the road and say, hey, look, if you don't change now, there is your future. And for someone like Kelly Ripa, who has been on television and is very beautiful and has kept a skinny figure and has all her mental faculties about her, what's going to happen if she keeps having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and the ramifications of all of that year after year after year? At some point, it's going to catch up. It's going to show up in aging. It's going to show up in decline in mental ability and capacity. It could show up in lots of other ways. Diseased state. She could get type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer. All of those things could indeed happen in the future. But all of them are preventable if today she made a better choice about what she's eating. I guarantee if she's eating PB&J, she is limiting how much she eats. Keto Cricket, she probably is eating very low calorie in order to keep her figure. Because, yeah, as you get older, your metabolism will slow, which will require her to eat less and less. I love Kelly. She doesn't know the science. Also, she's probably just goofing for TV. Well, Cheeky 2525, you might be right that she's goofing for TV, but the problem is there's people that hear her and they say, well, I would never do the ketogenic diet because I don't have the discipline. And you've got women in the audience going, yeah, I don't have the discipline to give up my carbs either. And it's dangerous. It's horrible that it would discourage people away from doing something that could be their answer to their health. I'm still upset about the Canadian guidelines. Carol, I agree. She says Kelly Ripa is not helping. Yeah, if you missed my rant from a couple of hours ago, 2-3 hours ago, the new Canadian food guidelines are promoting a vegan diet for health. No meat, no dairy, and all that. So go watch my previous Jimmy rants. But Kelly isn't helping matters, is she? By dissing on keto. It's funny they say they can't live without it when in all honesty they won't live as long with it. Reminds me of that everything kills you, so why bother attitude. Yeah, Chrissy Sue, I hate that one. You're going to die of something someday, so go ahead and live it up. And I'm going, what? What? I wonder how long her husband has been keto. I've been doing it 11 months. My boyfriend is just starting to notice all the benefits, and now he's watching his carbs too, says Terry. Yeah, it didn't say in the story how long Mark Consuelos has been doing keto, but he's doing it and obviously enjoying it. And Kelly's getting all the carby parts of his meals. Ketosaurus Jax, my boss's wife suffers from chronic migraines, but he thinks keto is BS. Instead, they're spending 80,000 Canadian dollars all on experimental medications. Crazy, crazy. Healthy keto chick, I never thought I would ever give up potatoes as they were my addiction. Thankfully, I found keto. I feel so much better without the carbs. Yeah, Christine used to like au gratin potatoes, so she would slice them up and stick Parmesan cheese and some Italian dressing and do kind of this fancy schmancy thing. Well, now she uses a potato substitute called daikon, D-A-I-K-O-N. If you've never cooked with daikon, there are substitutes. And I wonder, Kelly makes a lot of money, and her husband, Mark, together they make a lot of money. I wonder if they hired a chef that would only prepare foods in a ketogenic fashion if she would even notice. I wonder, Mark, if you're watching this, go hire a chef and tell him, don't tell Kelly, don't tell her what we're doing here, but start making all keto foods. Bake up some bread that looks like real bread. Get some almond butter. Make some chia seed jelly. Make her a little peanut butter and jelly, but it's actually almond butter. It's on keto bread. And then let's make this potato dish, but don't tell her it's not potato, it's daikon, but don't tell her that. I bet she would be none the wiser. And then she's like, wow, I feel so good today. What is wrong? What happened? Honey, you're going keto. Ah! Could you imagine? She does not know that carb cravings are a hormonal response and not just a desire. Alberto, exactly. That's exactly right. Carbon Fiber Keto says, such a bummer to hear another celebrity explaining things wrong and encouraging more crap. I'm so tired of the misinformation out there. I hope people will continue to do their own research. Well, the good news is there's a lot of good information out there about keto. So despite Kelly Ripa and other such celebrities dismissing keto, I do think that people are finding the good information. That's why keto is the first thing to work for me if you don't need discipline, because you're satisfied. Exactly, Terry. She believes in the calories in, calories out hypothesis. Maybe that works for her, says Chrissy Sue. I always thought she seemed rather obsessed with working out. Keto works best for me because I don't have to work out like a madman. That's true. She does work out a lot, as likely in ketosis post-workout. Dina. Yeah, and like I said earlier, she drinks Bulletproof coffee. So she wakes up in the morning. Her show starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time. She wakes up in the morning. She has her Bulletproof coffee. She's able to go all the way through all the pre-production of the show. So she's probably drinking the Bulletproof at like 6 or 7 in the morning. Has all the pre-production of the show. Then does the show from 9 to 10 a.m. Then probably has a little bit of meetings or whatever after the show is over. So she's going a very long time without eating. You know, with the Bulletproof coffee and with that little bit of period of fasting that she's doing, she's producing ketones. Now, why can't she keep the benefits going from doing that the rest of the day by eating foods that would be keto? That makes no sense at all. I bet you she doesn't have the connection in her mind yet. Why do I feel so sharp when I'm doing the show? She probably think, well, I'm talented. I've got this gift to talk and gab on television, and that's what. But maybe she's missing the point that maybe the reason she feels good doing that is because of the Bulletproof coffee and the ketones that could be being produced. Whereas the rest of the day, she's like, oh, I'm just so sluggish. I don't understand why. And never puts 2 and 2 together. Maybe someday she'll figure it out. You can be creative with food without having to use substitutes, says El Carita. Yeah, you probably could. She would probably be like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah, if we had a secret chef that made all these foods that were keto. Keto Tiny and Vintage says she could use peely nut butter. That would work. Keto Kelly says, I just got a CT heart scan results. Another big fat 0. I'm clear. Good job. That's awesome. I wonder what version of keto her husband was doing. I'm sure whatever he was doing has influenced her opinion. I don't know. I do know in the story, they said that he would get a hamburger. He would order a hamburger at a restaurant. She would get the bun and the fries, and he would eat the meat part of it. So I'm not sure if it's more dirty, lazy keto. I'm not sure what they're doing. They have the money to buy all the best quality foods that they want. It's ironic she's probably in ketosis while claiming it doesn't work. Yeah, possibly. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Ranch, you guys, is you're going to have celebrities like morning TV show host Kelly Ripa out there giving their opinions about keto, and she's dismissing it, saying life's too short to not have peanut butter and jelly, that she doesn't have the discipline to go keto, that she's 48 and she's like, you know, I used to care about all that stuff I put in my mouth. I don't really anymore. Life's just too short. I just want to let myself go at this point. Because think about it too. She's been in the limelight between soap operas and being on television in the morning, she's been in the limelight for a very long time. So she's probably taken some pretty drastic things with her heavy workout schedule, probably limiting her calories to try to keep her figure. So now that she's kind of in this later stage of her life, she's realizing, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to be so restrictive anymore. So maybe she sees keto as being restrictive. And so, oh, no, I've done restrictive now. I'm just going to let it go and I'm just going to have whatever I want now. And what's ironic about that is at the age of 48 is exactly the time she should be embracing keto more than ever before. More than ever before. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website, and you can check out how we do this very unique show. We start off over on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me there at Living Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can follow me and watch live, just like all these people did here today. If you missed the live, it's all good. It's up for 24 hours on Instagram where you can watch the replay. Got hundreds of people watch it on replay every single day. So thank you if you're watching this on the replay. Then it does disappear after 24 hours. All of the past episodes go up on YouTube. So go follow me on YouTube, Jimmy Rants. Go look it up as a keyword search. You will find the show. And go subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll never miss an episode. And then finally, we have the best moments of this here show in podcast form over on Apple Podcasts. Go listen to the Jimmy Rants podcast. All of this, you guys, is housed at JimmyRants.com. Yes, Chrissy Sue, thank you for being one of my Jimmy Rantsers. That's my new name for all of you guys that follow me here. So thank you for that. Jimmy Rantsers, unite! Bye.